Do you ever feel like self-doubt or self-confidence is holding you back from living the life that you truly want? What if I told you it doesn't have to be that way any longer? I want to share with you something deeply personal yet universal. How I built my confidence after years of battling self-doubt. If you've ever felt like you're not good enough, you're not alone. I've been there. But here's the good news. It's possible to completely turn things around. Let's talk about how. In this video, I'll be sharing 5 steps that help me build my self-confidence, and they can help you too. Those 5 steps are identifying the root cause, take small risks, change your inner dialogue, surround yourself with supportive people, and celebrate progress. Growing up, so I just want to give you a little background. Growing up, I was the person that constantly questioned everything, every decision, every interaction. I analyzed it to death. I'd replay conversations wondering if I had said something wrong or if I looked foolish. Even as I entered adulthood, self-doubt followed me. I avoided opportunities because I didn't think I was capable. The voice in my head would say things like, "Who do you think you are?" Or "What if you fail?" Those thoughts were like a broken record. But there was a turning point. I realized I was tired of living small. I didn't want self-doubt to define me anymore. It wasn't easy, but I decided to take steps to build my confidence. And that's exactly what I want for you and what I want to share with you today, the exact steps that I took. So as mentioned earlier, the first step is to identify what the root cause is. I took a deep dive to understand where my self-doubt was coming from. For me, it was rooted in a fear of failure and a need for external validations. Maybe for you, it's something similar or entirely different. The key is to identify it. Again, I knew where that was coming from because I struggled to read in school. I was even in special reading in 7th grade. So I didn't think I was very smart. I told myself all the time that I wasn't very smart. And the last thing I wanted to do was fail in front of people. I felt like I was just proving to them that I wasn't very smart. I took further steps in identifying what was going on with me. The other thing that was happening for me is that I grew up with an alcoholic father, and that deeply affected me. I didn't see things happening that were happening to me, to my neighbors, my family, or my friends. And I thought I was all alone. I thought I was the only one going through this. And I didn't understand why this was happening to me. So in identifying those deeper steps, one of the things and steps that I took, and I don't know if it's the right step for you, is I did seek counseling. And it was a wonderful tool for me to get over some of those things from my childhood and being able to make a shift. So you need to identify what's going on with you, and then, how do you remedy those things? You need to take the right steps that are for you. And maybe it's just identifying and saying, okay, this is why I feel this way, but this is what I'm going to do to move forward. I'm going to let that go. I'm going to put it in the past, and I'm going to move forward. The next step after identifying the root cause is to start taking some risks. Confidence doesn't come from sitting on the sidelines. It comes from taking actions. I started with tiny challenges like trying something new, even if it scared me. Each time I stepped outside my comfort zone, I proved to myself that I could handle it. Those small wins began to add up, and my belief in myself grew stronger. In my journey, the key, in my opinion, is step number 3. Change that inner dialogue. One of the biggest shifts came when I started challenge my negative thoughts. Every time that inner critic spoke up, I countered it with a positive truth. For example, when I thought, "You're not smart enough to do this," I'd remind myself, "You have learned new things before, and you can learn this too." It felt awkward at first, but over time, this practice rewired my mindset. It has been proven that by looking at things differently, that you can actually and literally rewire your brain. So I went from looking at everything I couldn't do to looking at everything that I could do. And that built my confidence, and I had less self-doubt because I started to believe in myself and to quiet those negative thoughts and interject with positive feedback and positive. Step 4 is to surround yourself with supportive people. You've probably heard the saying before that you're the average of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. So another key to building confidence for me was being intentional about who I spent time with. I sought out people who lifted me up, encouraged me, and believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself. If you're surrounded by negativity, it's hard to grow. But when you have people in your corner who remind you of your worth, it makes all the difference. The fifth and final step in building your confidence and getting rid of some self-doubt is to celebrate your progress. Finally, I learned to celebrate my progress, no matter how small it was. For years, I just brushed off my achievements because I didn't think they were big enough. But now I take the time to acknowledge every step forward that I make. And if I go back a few steps, I learn from my failures and I still move forward. So if you nail a presentation, or even if you got through a tough day, celebrate that. Confidence grows when you recognize your own efforts and give yourself credit where it is due. Building confidence isn't about being perfect or fearless. It's about showing up, trying, and believing in yourself a little more each day. If I can do it, so can you. So here's my challenge to you. What's one small step you can take today to build your confidence? Share it in the comments below, and let's cheer on each other and create a community where we can support each other in raising up our confidence and our self-doubt. If you found this video helpful, I hope that you'll give me a thumbs up and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Let's keep growing together. So I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And until then, take care and know that I am rooting for your success.